Hey guys, it's Mark Mozart and the legendary intern MJ Deach, aka The Meech.
Hey, Mark.
How are you doing?
Hey guys, what's up? Nice.
Today it's my pleasure to present to you guys a brand new plugin called Reference. And it's my favorite category of plugins. And I tell you why. If you don't buy the plugins, it's going to be a lot more expensive compared to buying it. And that is because, and this is going to be a long one, in the old days when we had a console like this, you had a full row of external inputs like here, and this is where you would be able to listen to your reference, like your favorite records, the rough mix, the song demo, whatever you need to listen to. And to do this today, you would still need a monitor controller or a big-ass SSL console and a whole bunch of DA converters like we have back here. So let's say you have 10 references. That means you would need to drop 10 stereo tracks into your DAW, route them to 10 pairs of stereo converters, then bring them into a monitor controller or a console. That's at least 3,000 to 5,000 US dollars, euros, pounds, whatever. Or if you need the SSL, and I mean, it looks nice, but that's going to cost you another 50 grand. Thank God some clever people invented a category of plugins, and I would call them reference plugins. And we had a plugin called Magic AB for a while, which is an absolute favorite of mine. There's another one called Melda M Compare that has been out for a while. But other than in a category of compressors and EQs where there's literally thousands, you know, I know of 3 plugins in that category, and Reference is a brand new one, and I think it's kicking the other ones' ass. So why? Well, let's start. Let's pretend the song we have in the background like is our mix we work on. So I'm pressing original and I can play the mix. Here we go. This is a production my intern Meech was working on. They sing in German, okay. Why not? So that's Jonathan Fisher, and we bring in some references, and that's amazing because it's simply a drag and drop from anywhere on your hard drive. This is one reference.
This looks very easy.
Another reference. This is 2 references, and there we go. Up, wrong window. Original. Reference. And another reference. Woo, the reference is a lot more louder than the original. So what do? Here's a little thing, right?
Yeah.
You click here. Oh wow, it's the same volume. So that's something that kicks the other plugins ass. Gonna say ass a lot in this. So automatically matching volumes, which is absolutely great.
Yeah, and if you want to match all of the 3
Can you switch?
references.
What is this? You can switch between LUFS, peak.
Yeah.
Okay.
LUFS is the meter that shows you what loudness unit this track has.
Loudness
Peak.
units full scale, okay?
Yes.
I see.
The peak shows you the highest peak of the level in dB, and gain, there you can set up the gain for the track.
So we match that, and my reference is also following the timeline. So I can go through the timeline, and if that reference is the same song as my original, it will also automatically line up.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can also switch the reference to free. That means it's not attached to the timeline, so I can just go anywhere. Hello. I can. How does this work? This is fantastic. I can
create loops.
Can I create loops? I don't know what I'm doing here, but obviously I can select various things here. So this is the free mode, and I know from the manual that I can create loops. I don't know how, because I'm only looking at manuals, but I don't read them. So you can do loops, we know that.
Yeah.
You have to find out yourself how to do loops. I have no idea, but it's possible. So the volume matching, the loops, this is something, it's not new. Magic AB can do the loops, right? The volume matching is new.
Volume matching is new.
I like the drag and drop. This is very good. And we have also tested, I can quit the session, reload the session, and it will find the files again, and I can bring it in from anywhere. And of course you can do MP3, WAV files, AIFF, any type of common audio files. Yeah.
Something other special is the Trinity display.
Well, let me see. I want to get my head around this again. Let's go back to mirror mode. On my timeline, original, reference. Oh. And there's this button. Bam, I can match all references. Yeah, this is so easy. Going from reference to original. They all have the same level.
Yeah, sounds very good.
It's just, I don't even need to explain this. It's so easy and simple.
And it saves a lot of time.
Definitely. Then let's check this down here.
Yeah, it is called the Trinity display, and there you can see many different things.
Okay, I can, for example, can you hear this? I can zoom into the low end and compare the low end of my original against the low end of my reference. I see this to be very useful for EDM stuff where you really want to zone in on the kick. Okay, where's my bass pressure volume coming from, and compare it and work your ass off until you match the reference.
Yeah.
I think this is really useful. I can do the mid-range, the highs. I can change the crossover frequency.
And I think you can also add other bands of frequencies.
Yes, I don't know, but I don't want to try it now. I think 3-band is great, especially I only ever want to zone into one band. I wouldn't know why to have 5 bands. And then let me go out of this multi-band mode, and then let's see. This is also, there's these little purple colors in these different bands, and they show you whether your original is more or less compressed. Then you know more about this than I, because I don't read manuals, but
yeah, it's what you said. It shows you if your original song is more or less compressed than the reference.
Okay. So one look and you can see where your mix is sitting compared to your reference in terms of compression, loudness. You can zone into different frequency ranges.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we've messed with this now for a while. One thing that I had the pleasure to give input is I'm coming from the console, or let's say I love a console and I love my hardware buttons. So I told the developers to give me some hardware buttons to switch from reference to original, so I can route this to my computer keyboard. But I can also use an external MIDI input, so I can use my beautiful Native Instrument Complete control keyboard and just put it to a hardware button. Or if you have a DAW controller, it's really easy. You don't even need your DAW to have this function. You can just you do it in the plugin. It's a learn thing, and you can learn a MIDI event and then use a button, keyboard, whatever, to switch back between original and reference, which is great because if I'm in a listening zone, I often don't really want to look at my monitor, and I don't want to use the mouse, and I'm not really a fan of the
Yeah.
mouse, and you can just assign it to a hardware button.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I think overall, I'm going to use this from now on. I hope the Magic AB guys, look at this and say, oh shit, they got us at our ass, and bring in some new features. So the competition keeps going. But for now, this is my number one favorite reference plugin.
Yeah.
And in the comments, I have a download link for you. 2 weeks, fully functional trial.
Cool.
2 weeks or 15 days, whatever is better for you. Try it. And if you want to buy it, you press bam, and it's leading you into my shop. Yes, because it's my favorite category of plugins. It saves you a lot of money. I'm selling this in the Mixed by Mark Mozart shop, and you can get the Magic AB plugin or you can get the reference plugin. For now, I think these guys got the lead. Test it. If you like it, buy it. And that's it.
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Check it out.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.